Rochelle LeCavalier. Welcome to Boca 360. Boca 360. I'm Rochelle LeCavalier, and today I'm at Boca Raton Airport, where we're going to speak with José Cabrera of Signature Flight Support about private aviation here in Boca Raton, Florida. Come on. José, I'm so excited that you could make some time for us today.
Perfect.
We're going to hear all about Signature Flight Support and what you guys are up to.
We're excited.
I love Boca Airport. Let's get into it. This is so incredible. I'm super excited to be able to talk to you today. So Signature Flight Support, right? Gorgeous FBO here on the grounds of the Boca Airport. For our friends at home who don't really understand, why don't you tell us a little bit about what Signature Flight Support does?
Very simple. Let's keep it that way.
Super.
We're a fixed base operator. We're a private terminal for general aviation, what people would probably commonly know as private aviation.
Yes.
It's just like commercial airplanes go to their commercial terminal, we're that for the general aviation public. You know, fly in on your own airplane and have a terminal somewhere to arrive. That's what we are. We are one-stop shop for them.
Great. So like Fort Lauderdale Airport, Palm Beach International, they have both commercial and private aviation, and here it's really only the general aviation.
Right. That's what's very particular to Boca Raton Airport. Many people don't realize how many airports there are domestically in the United States or in the world even. But yeah, you find all these smaller airports that we're just so prone to only recognize the commercially larger airports. But no, Boca Raton has this very neat airport that is, if you're local to the Boca community, it's much better than going to West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale, right? For sure. So, yeah, while those are bigger and they have a commercial terminal, they also have served the general aviation, the private aviation public. But it comes with its conflicts and difficulties, more traffic. They're getting in and out of the airport, driving even is more complicated.
Of course.
This is just more accessible, easier. Sometimes I look at Boca and it's like a boutique, right?
Yes, so exactly.
It's this higher end catering of aviation where you can find a very neat place to come in and out. You're minutes away from your house if you live in Boca. It's just very convenient. It's
so convenient. I mean, we talk to people all the time who are relocating to the area or maybe don't know Boca really well. We're about halfway between PBI and Fort Lauderdale International. So to be about halfway between and not have to go to either one, just be like 10, 15 minutes literally from the coastline. So people who live in Boca Raton, it's
and it's very curious because throughout different changes, like when the president was living in Mar-a-Lago.
Yes.
During the presidency, I mean, right? So that airspace was congested. It got temporary flight restrictions that were usual. And then people were forced to experience other airports that didn't realize that
they couldn't even go out of PBI.
No, and they didn't realize that there were other options.
Yes.
So even in West Palm Beach, where you have this West Palm Beach traffic and everybody thought PBI was it, there's a Palm Beach, North County, and some people actually live west of the airport. That was more convenient. So same thing happened with Boca. Some people were actually closer to Boca, but never really realized it. So when they were chartering, they didn't know better but to ask for Boca. So they said, hey, Palm Beach was my usual. They now gave me Boca. It's actually more convenient. I'm glad I found it.
Completely. Well, in the last couple of years, Jose, we've had, for a few reasons, I'm going to have to say you must be up like at least 50, 100% here at Boca. We had the situation with PBI, with President Trump being in residence at Mar-a-Lago. And then with COVID, I mean, I'm hearing way more of my clientele saying, listen, we normally fly commercial, but we're going to really take a look at general aviation.
COVID has definitely been interesting and definitely disrupted our market completely. Where April, just like most industries around the world, really suffered a lot, and we saw some deeps.
It got very quiet.
The general aviation market and our market here really recovered much quicker.
Wow.
Now, that's not to say that there's areas of our network that are still below where they're operating, but South Florida specifically, Boca Raton specifically, we're rocking it. I mean, since about 6 months ago till now, we've just seen completely a surge in operations coming in and out. New people experiencing the private aviation side of it. If you used to fly first class in the past with your entire family, and now you didn't really know that this was accessible to you, you did try it out, saw that it's so convenient, you're probably not going to go back, or at least you're going to do it more often flying private.
That's a good point, right? They've gotten a taste of something new.
Others that didn't do it so often, now they're doing it more often
I
because
see.
It's a lot more convenient. And during this times of pandemic, do you really want to be inside a cabin with 200, 300 people? Not really.
Sure.
So perhaps we step in a cabin with your own family, couple of families, and that's it. Just very convenient, private, safe.
So that's a shift of new people experiencing general aviation, maybe for the first time, right. Or they have very limited experience in the past. Are you also seeing people like just new to Boca and an influx for that reason? Yeah,
absolutely. We're seeing all sorts of angles where the Palm Beach area, the snowbirds, right?
Yes,
so
of course.
During our season, during that Christmas season, we used to get hey, I live in New York, I have my second home down here in Boca or the Palm Beach area, so I travel on the weekends and the holidays. Now some people have shifted that.
Yes.
Now they're changing, and their primary residence is now here in the Palm Beach County and Boca and Palm Beach. So that has changed a lot. A lot of people are relocating and saying, hey, no, you know what? I want to keep my airplane in Boca now. So we're saturated as it is. And then others, we have CEOs of companies that have decided, no, I live in Boca. I want to keep my airplane in Boca.
Yes.
And then I'll travel for my business. So wherever I need to be, I'll do that with my airplane. Other corporations are based here, and yes, they have their jet and corporate jet here, and they use it for their executives to travel around themselves and so on and so forth. So we're seeing all variations of the utilization of Boca Raton Airport.
Wow.
Where, hey, if you were able to access it, because right now it's pretty exclusive,
yes,
we are that packed, you're inconvenienced for sure.
Wow. So we have had customs in Boca Raton for only a relatively short period of time. How have you seen that shift, the demand for services or traffic, if at all?
If you look at the statistics from the Boca Raton Airport Authority, you'll see that since the inception of the customs facility, we've seen a pretty good growth of who's using the airport, because it provides a whole new flexibility and availability to you from flying to any international travel, right? So
of course,
the Bahamas, right? So
yes.
I think 80 to 90% of the utilization of the customs facility is those people, right? You want to take a quick trip, for leisure with the family to the Bahamas and come back, or a business trip to the Bahamas and come back. They're able to come to Boca, very convenient, right here. So it's definitely increased. And then some other travel, South America, even Europe, they can come inside. I have multiple clients with Gulfstreams that are coming from Europe to Boca directly, because now they're able to.
So convenient. Yeah. So what kind of a shift in demand for services in general have you seen? Aside from the uptick, are people wanting, different scope of services?
It varies, right?
Okay.
So we've seen an uptick in the lighter to medium jets.
Okay.
Those are the newcomers to the private aviation. So there's an influx of those coming in and out. So they're not necessarily spending the night. They're coming in because they're charter operators bringing new people or taking people out. And then we're seeing a little bit of private owner, just their own aircraft coming in and out and dropping off and picking up their family. There's just a complete surge in operations overall. Everybody is really deflecting to using their private aviation market rather than the commercial. So you see it in business, leisure, just everywhere. And then you also have the small guys that want to just fly for fun, and they're flying themselves inside and out, and taking their time to take some private alone time in their airplane and flying.
Yes.
Because you do get to do that, and Boca offers that as well. So we cater anybody who flying their small hobby airplane themselves, or if you're flying your Gulfstream with your executives on board and coming back home.
Yes. Well, Florida's a nice place to be able to do that, right? With
Absolutely.
the sort of fly yourself to Naples for brunch, you know, go up to Stewart and just to see the views. It's really, really beautiful thing.
Been there, done that, right?
Of course.
So I'm a pilot. The $100 burger. So
yes.
why not? You can go to so many places from where we're at. We're so centrally located, so convenient. It's just fun, right? Just take the airplane out, take it somewhere, take it to Tampa, Orlando, Keys, right? So even the Bahamas, we're so close to the coast here in Boca Raton that Bahamas is just a hop away.
Yes.
And we can come back through customs here.
Exactly. Such a great spot.
Absolutely.
So Signature Flight Support has been here for a number of years, and you're expanding and growing, changing your offerings. What are you doing to keep up with like the future demand of what people are looking for?
So we're definitely always growing, right? So we're the largest network of FBOs in the world. And we have a pretty significant footprint here in the United States as well.
Yes.
Where over half of those 200 are here domestically in the United States. Florida, even a bigger footprint of all those hundreds of FBOs. We're doing a lot of new things. We adjusted. Let me take a break there.
Hashtag airplane problems.
So we're doing a lot of new things now with the ever-changing market. So we've introduced months ago, almost a year ago, and now today because of COVID, we introduced the Signature Assure program. What is that? It's our way of owning up to our commitment of safety to our customers. We're doing our health, safety, and security and environmental department actually developed a very significant and into-depth playbook. It's our own playbook. Every general manager in the industry has it in our network, and we go through it. It's our how do we social distance? How do we face cover? Where do we need to face cover?
Yes.
How do we clean our facilities? How do we maintain? Even if we go through our FBOs and our typical magazine rack, those magazines are covered in plastic.
I saw them in the FBO this morning. Yeah, they're all covered.
Every single detail matters, right? Because we're often to utilize this private aviation market where we're seeking that safety. We want to make sure we're catering to that safety as well.
Of course.
So we've changed a lot of ways of how we operate, and that is part of the Signature Assure program. We're spraying our facilities with electrostatic sprayers and ingredients that will kill anything on the surface for up to 30 days.
So that's going to kill anything on the surface for 30 days?
Up to 30 days. And
wow.
we still do it bi-weekly. So it's up to 30 days, but we're going to do bi-weekly because we want to increase that safety net, right?
I'm sure.
So a lot of those things, you'll see our staff has been trained in the Signature Assure program. They're also know about social distancing, washing their hands, keeping everything. It's just very, very integrated structure with that Signature playbook and the Signature Assure.
And I'm sure that's something that existed before, but now your customers are actually probably curious about your operations and how you're handling safety measures.
Right. You know, safety has always been one of our top pillars within the company. Safety and service. They come hand in hand with what we do. But now we just take it to a whole nother level. And that's why we introduced Signature Assure. We realized that we needed to step it up, and we've done so. And like everything else that we do, when Signature does something, whatever the industry standard is, we exceed it. So that's what we've done here again.
Fantastic. So what else is new with Signature?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's coming up?
One of the greatest things, the ongoing topic and trends nowadays is sustainability, right?
Yes, of course.
So we've recently actually introduced our Signature Renew. That's our corporate environmental sustainability program. It encompasses a lot of things, but mainly sustainable aviation fuel, SAF. What is that? That is an alternative.
That's the question that was in my mind. What is that?
It's an alternative fuel. It's a fuel that doesn't burn. It's not a fossil fuel. It's actually depending on how they're coming up with it. Some of the versions are from algae, but it's industry approved. On the quality control measure, it's similar to just putting your normal Jet A into the engine. Manufacturers have approved it. Signature has partnered with Nest and making sure that we're supplying this to the network. Right now, it's offered in San Francisco and it's offered in Luton. And we've already flagged about 3 to 5 locations where we're also going to be offering it. And year over year, we're going to continue the trend.
Wow.
We want to make sure that we start supplying so that our competitors, all their operators, will start using it and kind of bridge that gap between supply and demand and cost relation in there. But amongst all that, we're also doing a lot of renovations around our network. When we do renovations, we integrate solar panels. We integrate green areas. But on the field side, on the ground support equipment, we're also using equipment, new equipment that is biodiesel fuel, electric equipment, not so necessarily on the fossil burning fuels anymore. So there's all sorts of initiative. Here at Boca, we've done a lot of those as well. We've integrated an electrical charging station for vehicles. Why? Because we want to encourage our customer, hey, you have and personally own any of these brand new electric vehicles? Perfect.
I'm sure they're asking.
Of course. Come over. You get to park it right in front of the FBO. We can see that later. Right in front. Park it there, charge it while you're out, come back, fully charged vehicle.
Perfect.
We offer that convenience for you.
So tell me more about LEED. I'm really excited to hear more about that.
So many of our locations have now started the initiative of becoming LEED. So leaders in energy and environmental design. What does that mean? We're doing the integration of solar panels, more LED fixtures, green areas, everything I spoke about. These organizations look at it and they give you a certification saying, hey, you're really going above and beyond in the sustainability field. And we're certifying all these locations as such. So far, we either have 30 that have already bridged and become LEED or are seeking the LEED certification. And again, our CEO has committed the company to be zero emission by 2050.
Wow.
So we will get there. And how do we do that? Year over year, we're going to keep doing these signature and renew initiatives and expanding them through every single location around the network.
Well, that's the future.
Absolutely, and we're right there.
So Jose, speaking of the future, what do you see as the future of private aviation here in Boca Raton?
Oh man, this industry is ever changing, and as such, we have to adjust with it, right? So there's these things called eVTOLs, right? Electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicles. I see a lot of that happening in the near future, right?
So we're literally talking like an electric vehicle that
Imagine a drone that will carry you and I and go somewhere, right?
That sounds so efficient.
So there's so many manufacturers and getting invested in this new technology. We've actually partnered with Uber last year on this initiative. They're looking at all eVTOLs.
Oh wow!
And we're supplying the infrastructure for them. So such things like that, we're going to keep doing the same. We're going to see more efficient airplanes. We're seeing larger airplanes, the bigger they get, at longer range, but they're a lot more cost efficient too. We're looking at electrical aircraft. So the environment, just like we talk about sustainability, the aircraft are doing the same. They're changing. So no longer the Jet A fuel or the avgas fuel, electrical, just many different variations. That's the changing world.
Those are significant changes.
Absolutely. And Signature will continue adjusting, and we'll make sure that we're always catering to those needs.
Fantastic. Well, we are seeing a shift in Boca Raton to an increasingly affluent demographic, increasingly young, a lot of things like private aviation and certain demands in terms of housing, infrastructure, the types of restaurants people want to go to. We're seeing a shift there. How do you think that you can keep up with the increasing demand for private aviation in general?
Well, listen, it's hard, right?
Yes.
At the Boca Raton Airport, it's very limited right now. But just because the land is limited, the opportunities are still there, right?
Yes.
So we can still continue looking at options as we continue growing. I'm sure the Boca Raton Airport Authority is already thinking ahead and thinking same way. What else can we do? How can we expand our offering at the airport? Definitely new people are moving into town. They want to use the airport as a convenient location to fly in and out to. So we're going to continue finding new ways of how to adjust. We do have some ramp space available for new aircraft. Hangars are a little bit limited, but we're continuously looking for ways to improve that and expand our footprint in so many innovative ways. So we'll keep adjusting. So
thank you so much for joining me today. I learned a lot about Boca Raton Airport and actually a lot about the future of aviation in general. Really excited about what Signature Flight Support's up to.
Great, and thank you guys for visiting us. And we're so happy to be able to host you.
Thank you. Thanks so much for joining us for this episode of Boca 360, where we chatted with the General Manager of Signature Flight Support, José Cabrera. I'm Rochelle LeCavalier, bringing you the very best of luxury real estate. See you next time. Thanks for watching my show. If you like what you saw, I hope you'll consider subscribing. And hit that like button, it would mean a lot to me personally. If there's something specific you'd like to see, leave a note down in the comments for me. I'd be really interested to know what you think. you'd like to see more, take a look at some of these other videos. See you next time.